Julio De Caro, born in 1899 in Buenos Aires, came from a family of musicians. His father, José De Caro, was an orchestra conductor, and his brothers, Francisco and Emilio, were also musicians. Julio studied at the Buenos Aires Conservatory, where he developed a solid classical foundation. Julio De Caro began his career as a violinist in Eduardo Arolas's orchestra in 1920.
A period in
Tango
which
had already left the streets to arrive in ballrooms and theaters. Typical orchestras, composed of instruments such as the bandoneon, the violin, the piano, and the double bass, had replaced the small traveling ensembles. The introduction of the double bass and the singer, thanks to pioneers like Roberto Firpo and Francisco Canaro, had already helped define the sound of modern tango. However, De Caro brought further innovations, both in composition and execution, that would mark a decisive turning point. The acclaim and influence of De Caro were significantly shaped by the meeting with innovative musicians like Eduardo Arolas, Juan Carlos Cobian, Enrique Delfino, and Osvaldo Fresedo. These artists, known for their innovative spirit, these musical experiences had a profound impact on De Caro, who managed to blend the tradition of tango with elements of classical music and jazz. The birth of the new guard, which was distinguished from the old guard by the presence of professional musicians and a more elaborate musical structure. In 1924, De Caro founded the Sexteto Julio De Caro, an ensemble that brought together musicians of the highest technical and creative level. Among the members of the sextet were Pedro Mafia and Pedro Lorenz on bandoneon, Francisco De Caro on piano, and Luis Bernstein on double bass. It represented a clear break with the style of the Guardia Vieja. The previous period is characterized by a more traditional and less sophisticated approach to tango. The Sexteto of De Caro introduced a series of innovations that would influence generations of musicians. His influence extended to musicians like Hannibal Troilo, Osvaldo Pugliese, and Astor Piazzolla. The use of more complex arrangements, the introduction of rhythmic and dynamic variations, and a greater focus on sound quality and expressiveness. These characteristics made De Caro's tango more suitable for listening than just dancing, elevating it to a more refined art form.